Welcome to this video, everybody. As you probably read the title, you know which figure we are reviewing today. So here we go. We are doing the Warbat with Osprey, the brand new Godzilla vs. Kong Playmate figure. So of course, that is part of my tradition because Warner Bros. Have sent me this for free. Thanks again for the sponsoring this video. So this video is endorsed by them. I didn't need to pay any money to get these figures. It is just in help to promote Godzilla vs. Kong. And if you haven't watched the movie yet, the time recording this video, it's been a week since Godzilla vs. Kong dropped in theaters and on HBO Max. So be sure to check that out. Check out the movie if you haven't already on HBO Max or on any streaming service, or get a ticket to go watch in the theater if it's available near where you live. Let's open this parcel and let's take out the Warbat and we'll get on with the review. Let's see what the figure looks like. So, alright, here is my Warbat. Hiding in here. Let us see, it's wrapped in this little bubble wrap. Just gotta rip open this tape, do I? Or I'd be a little bit more professional and cut it open just like that. Bust that baby open. There it is, my Warbat. Okay, let us take a look at this Warbat with Osprey. So, unless you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't think this will be much of spoilers. These are brand new titans that we'll see in the Hollow Earth in the movie. I won't specify anything about these creatures, so don't worry, this review will be spoiler free. So there's that. Just know these are the new kaiju that we'll be seeing in the Monsterverse. So, one thing for sure, like I just said when I took this out of the box, yeah, this came in so many pieces. I was not expecting that. Like, I thought it was just the wings were already attached, but the wings completely separate. You attach them on yourself. You've also got the battle damage wing here. I mean, you can kind of see the battle damage here already before I even need to put it on. And then down here you got the Osprey, the helicopter. And then you got this little thing. Now keep in mind, I've seen some people mistakenly throw this away when they're not paying attention when opening this package. I want you guys to remember that there is this thing. This is here to actually keep the figure up in place because obviously there's no solid foundation. This creature is literally like a flying snake. So, that stand is part of it. Do not throw it away. Make sure when you get this figure, that when you open this figure, you take this out as well, okay? So, with that being said, here's the package, Godzilla vs. Kong, boom, boom, Zilla and the Kong, Toho, Legendary, and then Playmates. There you go. Monster first, Warbat with Osprey. The battle damage reveals right here. And then nothing much on the side. Oh yeah, the bottom showing you the whole assembly process, including the little stand. Keep that in mind. And then here is the back of the package. The movie description, which you've seen many times. Warbat with Osprey, powerful enough to tear through armored vehicles with its massive fangs. The Warbats are venom-winged monsters that hunt the hidden depths of the Hollow Earth. So these are Hollow Earth creatures. Cool. That's actually a pretty nice photo of it. And then finally, collect them all, showing you the other figures that we all have. So there's that. So let us now take the figure out of the package and let's take a look at it. Okay, here is the Warbat taken out of its package. Now I figure since the Warbat is, I think, the only 6-inch figure here that has so many different pieces, I figured it makes sense that we show you the assembly process, because the other figures like Godzilla, all we gotta do is assemble his tail, so there's nothing much. But the Warbat here, so here's the foundation of the figure, just like that, very much like a snake. And then here we take the wings, we slap that. Oh yeah, okay. I was right, it's meant to be like that. That took quite a bit of hesitation there because I didn't want to risk breaking it. Okay, and I'm going to put this on, and then before that I'm going to show you the battle damage, because then during the review I don't think I'll be taking this piece off ever again, so might as well show you. Okay, is it just me or did I do something wrong? No, I don't think so. Okay, I think I did him right. Okay, here's his battle damage on the Warbat. Big gash on the wing right there. And then this is the piece that you put on it, so that is a big battle damage. Sheesh. Let me just put that on. Oh, that was so easy. Look at that. Boom. Warbat. And then you may notice the foundations aren't the sturdiest. Now, this piece is part of the figure. If you get this figure, make sure you take this out as well. I've seen some people just throw it away, take the Warbat figure out and the Osprey, and they throw away the package, not knowing this was inside. And then they realize that they should have checked, which they should have, because this will help with the foundation of this figure, since it is not on a solid foundation. This is important. So to put this on, we simply, I think we just gotta match the tail, and then we match the main body. Let's see it. Yep, looks like I've done it. Do be very careful. I have a feeling if you put way too much force, you will have a chance of snapping this. So I think I've done it. It's sturdy. The Warbat is staying up. Perfect. Now let's review the figure. Okay. Now that the Warbat is fully assembled and out of the box, let us take a look at this figure. First and foremost, I am very, very impressed by just the overall shape, the overall look of this thing. Obviously, it doesn't really look like the way it should be in the movie, but as a toy, this will do the job quite well, and it's pretty high quality, given that this thing is $10 or $13 Canadian. So that is really, really nice. But before we go into the Warbat itself, here's the Osprey that's included. It's literally just a helicopter we've seen from King of the Monsters as well. And to be brutally honest, like the other accessories, these are the things that are going to be lost in your cupboard, or it would just be forgotten. It's not really anything what the kids have paid the money to play. People, especially kids, are going to be wanting to get the figure for the sake of the figure, not the accessory. So this thing, cool to have it, but to be quite honest, it won't do much. Alright, let's look at the Warbat himself now. So, as I've mentioned earlier, it is really, really, really important to have this plastic thing. This is the clip that's holding the entire Warbat figure together to give it a solid foundation, so when you stand on the surface, it won't topple over. Because, yeah, the wings can get quite heavy. The overall figure is actually pretty weighty, so this is necessary to keep it standing, which is good. And it actually looks pretty solid. I think they've done a pretty good job here. The tail, this part can be articulated. The swivel, normally you can do the same for the waist here, like this part here, but then now the clip is holding in place. I wouldn't bother forcing it, just leave it in like this would be enough. Very, very nice texture is going on up here. You've got the I guess these are feathers, not really feathers. It's basically a flying snake. So I mean scales. Yeah, let's use scales since he's a snake. The wings really nice. Really love the articulation, although this one is kind of limited. The other one is just all over the place. So you can kind of switch up the pose if you will. These wings, the way they're attached, are just in between these little leather pieces. So that's how you keep this all together. Here's the face. Very nice print. Kind of wish the eyes had a little bit more detailed though, instead of just a yellow dot, but that's alright. We showed you the battle damage already on the wing here. And yeah, just overall the overall shape of this thing, very, very nice. It's definitely when I first saw this, I would think it's one of the really flexible ones and easy to break, because, you know, it's a snake. But the material, the plastic, is actually quite solid, so hence this thing will be a pretty sturdy toy, because I'm sure a kid will probably be clumsy and not be responsible at all. Drop this on the floor or something, or throw it around maybe. So it's important to keep this sturdy and to keep it solid, so it can be played properly. So that's nice. Also, I really like these little extra feathers just sticking out on the side. It just makes it look really, really cool. And I think the overall color scheme could have been better. Now that I've seen the movie, I think the paint job could have not been these colors, but it's okay. It's tolerable, and I'm totally okay with it. So overall, a good figure. Not much articulation, which makes sense, but they've done this quite well. Done a pretty good job on this guy. So quite happy with him. So the final thing before we wrap up the review, of course, you got to get some comparisons going on. So here's the skull crawler, the other creature closest to the Warbat. Not really, but there you go. Just for a little size comparison. You can see the Warbat's actually pretty big. In the film is actually pretty big. It actually wraps the way of the scale. I'm pretty sure it's as big as Kong. So I think it might be bigger than Kong, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, so there's that. So of course, because I mentioned Kong, of course they have a brief fight in the movie, so it makes sense that bring in a 6-inch Kong. Here he is. Yep. The scale seems about right, so I do feel like the Warbat is slightly bigger than Kong. But yeah, overall though, really nice. And when you're playing with these, I could see a little face-off happening between these two. But yeah, there you go. So the Warbat, would I recommend it? 100% yes. Now this and the Skullcrawler are like the other malicious kaiju figures for this. And do I think it is worth it? Definitely, because the Skullcrawler and this one are out of the ordinary compared to like Kong and Godzilla, and Mechagodzilla, which are the more common ones. These guys don't really have a lot of screen time in the movie, but I appreciate Playmates for giving a figure of this kaiju and giving it some recognition. Of course, the Osprey, like I said, is probably going to be something completely overlooked and no one's going to really care about it, but the Warbat's figure itself, they've done a really good job of it. It has exceeded my expectations, and I'm really happy with it, and I do appreciate them to include this plastic thing, the plastic clip, to hold the figure in place. Overall, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 in terms of the score. So honestly, yeah, if you see this figure, go pick it up, go get it. It's definitely a figure worth checking out. And I think it's starting to be available in Canada. I went on eBay just to see, and I think some Canadian sellers are starting to pop up with these things. So yeah, pretty sure this is now available in Canada. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. If you want to check out the other Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figures reviews, I have them. Either they're not out yet or they're already out. I am producing them as fast as I can as the figures come to my house. So there's that. So thank you so much for watching this one. This is the Warbat with Osprey, and yeah, from the Godzilla vs. Kong Playmates toy line. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.